that we can set the stage again for what we want to minister to you today about. Jesus said, "Ye are the salt of the earth. But if the salt have lost its savor, wherewith shall it be salted? It is thence good for nothing but to be cast out and to be trodden under the foot of men. Ye are the light of the world. A city that is set on a hill cannot be hid." Now, Jesus said, "Ye are the salt of the earth." And if the salt has lost its savor, his flavoring, its influence, he said it is good for nothing but to be cast out and to be trodden under the foot of men. Salt is good for nothing if it cannot influence or flavor. So Jesus is saying to us, if we are Christians and we do not flavor the world and we're not salted to influence the world for good, then he says we are good for nothing but to be cast out and trodden under the foot of men. We don't want to be good for nothing preachers, good for nothing Christians. But if we are not being the salt of the earth, then we have become good for nothing preachers, teachers, and Christians. Salt has lost its purpose if it is not salty. If we are not salty, then we have lost our purpose. Not good for anything. Even dung is used for fertilizing. Cow manure is good for something. But Jesus said, if you have lost your savor, you're not good for anything but to be cast out. The church and the preachers have become celebrities and seekers of entertainment. Let's go and see what Jesus had to say. We're going to take you to the book of Luke. Luke 19 and verse 10. This is what Jesus said he came to do. It said, "For the Son of Man is come to seek and to save that which was lost." Jesus did not come to be an entertainer. He said he came to seek and to save, not to entertain. Jesus was not entertaining us when he was being beat and spit on and whipped, that his back was torn open and his flesh was torn open and he was bleeding, and they mocked and made fun of him and they nailed him to the cross. That was not entertaining. That was bringing salvation to a lost world. That's what Jesus came to do, and that's what Jesus expected us to preach when he left us here to carry on the gospel of Jesus Christ. Jesus did not come to make himself a name. He did not come to be popular. He did not care if they loved him or not. And he knew that people hated him. But in the book of Philippians, chapter 2, 7 and 8, it says, "But made himself of no reputation, Jesus did not come to make himself a reputation or to be famous. He said, and he took on him the form of a servant and was made in the likeness of men. He took on the form of a servant, not the form of an entertainer, not the form of a celebrity. He took on the form of a servant. And being found in fashion as a man, he humbled himself and became obedient unto death, even the death of the cross. Jesus came that we might have life, that we might have it more abundantly. The Bible said he became rich that we might be poor. He came to be a ransom for many. He came to be the perpetuation, meaning he satisfied God's righteous demand. God demands for us to be delivered, for us to be saved, for us to be able to come out of sin, for us to be able to go to heaven, to live with him forever. There was a demand that had to be paid. And someone had to die. It was not an animal, not the blood of bulls and goats, but it would have to be the blood of a sinless man. David couldn't do it. Abraham couldn't do it. Moses could not do it. So God wrapped himself up in flesh and came into this world and died for us. And he met God's righteous demand and satisfied what God required, that we might be saved and that we might have life and have it more abundantly. Jesus came to satisfy that, not to entertain. Many people that were once in the church are now in the world, or affiliated with the church, now in the world, entertaining the world. Paul said that Demas, a Christian, Demas was saved, but he said, Demas has forsaken me, having loved this present world. The Bible lets us know to love not the world, nor the things of the world. We're supposed to be an example to the world, not loving and trying to imitate the world. The world sees Christians as pseudo-Christians, meaning bogus, a sham, phony, artificial, fake, insincere, hypocrites, actors. That's a shame that we have portrayed Christianity as not being real to the world, because the church dress like the world, the church act like the world, look like the world, sing the world's songs, go where the world goes, to the clubs. So Alfonso Coble at sbcglobal.net.